Masaito's Rock TV.
Oh, it was kind of, I thought, well, first of all, it was great to see so many people again. And there was something strange going on, but it took me the whole concert to realize what it was. Because I went like, something is not right. Something is strange. The mask! I've never seen audience with masks before. It was very different, but really good. Everything was great. The fans were great, but I couldn't see their smiles. I missed that. I play for the smiles, you know. That's my pay. And but it was kind of a very unusual situation to play in front of so many masked people. Very good without the mask. It's a bit difficult to really see and feel what is going on, because the only thing they have is hand and maybe mouth, you know, but face expression, very important. Yeah, time flies. Time flies. The older you get, the faster it goes. It's like this. Yeah, hurricane, black hole, or the water in the tap. Oh, that's the same thing. And as we get older, things go faster, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I always knew that's my life. That's who I am. Well, it's more like being myself. Being myself, it's timeless. I don't really grow. I do develop maybe on guitar, but I change maybe a little direction, doing things I haven't done before, or expressions that come out that show in different ways. But basically all I have done all my life is just be myself. And because I'm not following any trends or anything, I just, whatever comes out is something kind of unique, because I'm being me and nobody else is me except for me. So nobody can do what I do, and that's what I take. That's what I do to express the uniqueness of a person who is me. Anybody can do it. Not many people choose to do it. There is no growth in time. I mean, in spirit, there is no growth. It's just expression. And its self-expression is timeless, and it's always the now. No, because if you're after fame, money, and success, you can't do it. It doesn't work. You know, you have to always do shortcuts. You have to figure out, you're competing with others. I'm not competing. I'm not taking shortcuts. There's no reason for me to take shortcuts. I just be myself. I don't choose. It just comes. It comes, goes, and comes, goes and comes. It's when one goes, next one is somewhere. They always show up. Yeah, it just happens. I mean, it's not true if a person can't do it anymore because they have to do something else, or like for instance Ronnie, he's in 3 different bands. You know, I can accept it or say no, thank you. But I say to myself, well, while Ronnie is available, I might as well do things with Ronnie. And for instance, like we played in Europe, and he couldn't come to Spain, and so he committed to the whole tour, the European tour. But in the end, I was very lucky that Robbie McCauley was available. So Robbie McCauley is very good, and Ronnie is very good. So I have 2 very, very good, you know, and they like to be there if they can. And if Ronnie and Robin is not available, it becomes more difficult. Then I have to find a new singer, rehearse everything again, and that's the hard work. No, it's about voice, sound, you know, and a good charisma. You know, a singer, it would be good to have a good charisma, but it's the voice. It needs to be a good voice, obviously. Well, Ronnie is great because he's young, he has a good presentation, he has an incredible range, he can pitch without having to hear it. He always plays Sail the Darkness, There's No Return, always in perfect pitch. Nobody gives him the note. So, and he's a great impersonator. He can sing like anybody. And that's good for me because I had many singers in the band. And so he can sing like film rock, you know, close enough to film rock. He can adapt the characteristics of the essence of a voice. And then it kind of, yeah, it fits. You know, it's good. The reason also, if it works for Richie Blackmore, it works for me. You know, Richie found him, and because Richie had many different great singers in the band, so Richie needed somebody who was like Ronnie, to be able to sing like Graham, be able to sing like Ronnie James Dio, you know, and all these different people. So I have the same situation. So it fits for me perfectly. No, because it's so far not too difficult, but it's I'm taking well, so far not too difficult, but because of the pandemics, not for long playing, I lost a bit of the routine, and even though I keep all my set lists, it's sometimes not dated, and I go like, when did I do this one? When did I do this one? But before the pandemic, or you know, until now, I had to spend a little bit more time to figure out what needs to be put in the set that I haven't played for a while before. And there is always, there's so many songs people want to hear I can't put into a set. So, you know, when it comes to the next tour, I'm going to leave out the ones that have been overexposed and put other ones in that need to be heard. Yeah, because it's part of the 50th anniversary. And you know, it started actually exactly 50 years ago. I was on a plane to fly from Germany to London to join UFO. It's exactly 50 years ago. And in '73, I recorded with UFO the first album, studio album. And I think in '74 it was released. So I am already thinking of re-recording UFO songs, you know, for the 50th anniversary. I might even, you know, invite Gibson to show up to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Flying V, because it was around 50 years ago when I played the Gibson Flying V, started to play that, and yeah, those aspects, combine them, you know, with some music from myself, and so I have a plan on how to structure the future. Well, look, never expect anything from me. You never know what happens next. There is no, you know, it does not need to be spoken. It doesn't need to be not spoken. If I have a reason to speak, I speak. If I don't have a reason to speak, I don't speak. And so this time I don't have much of a reason to speak. I spoke so much about explaining about my brother and all of that, that done, okay? I don't need to keep doing it. I made my point, and at this point in time, I just, you know, I'm just doing 50th anniversary, put a set together that fits and is suitable right now, and you know, basically here in Japan, it's going to be the end of that tour, and then next year, you know, we have a few festivals showing up, but I have to figure out, you know, when to record the next album and stuff like that, and then start all over again, you know. But then even more UFO stuff, because at that point, if I re-record UFO songs that I wrote, then the set will be very different. But I will always mix it with some MSG stuff, but that's more my focus now, because it's the 50th anniversary of that. I want to make that important, because a lot got lost in the past, new generations. Some, you know, the songwriting credits in UFO says Schenker Morg. It doesn't even say Michael Schenker Morg. It could be Rudolf Schenker. It could be anybody called Schenker. So over the remixes don't even show anymore songwriting credits. So people in New Jersey, they don't even know who is. All they hear is UFO. It's become this big brand name based on my energy I put in from '72 to '78. Nothing else happened after that. So the brand name is only there because when I was in the band, that is the only time frame when it became a brand name. But today, China, India, Russia, and many new generations, they don't even know who is playing on those albums, because, you know, it's 50 years. Do you know when you were born what happened 50 years before? You have no clue. I have no clue when I was born what happened in 1920. I have no idea. So the same with the people today. They have no idea. And then a lot of fabrication is going on, distortion of what my brother does, copying my guitar, black and white flying V, and looking similar. He takes a lot of power out of my presence, out of the image that I created. It got distorted. So in the end, it's like people, if you actually go on a website, you look for Michael Schenker, all you get is my website. It doesn't say anything about Scorpions or anything about UFO. So people think my music was born in the 80s. But there is a big, big history in the 70s that influenced the 80s. Many people are not aware of that. So that's why I thought, I kind of need to recapture the history and put it in today so that people understand how it all happened. I think it's important because it all got lost. And there is no picture of me on the Love Drive album, even though I was a 6th member. There's so much, it's the most incredible. I recorded my last album with UFO in '78, which was released in '79. I recorded my last Scorpions album in '78, which was released in '79. Then I left both bands, and there was this big vacuum for a whole year. Cut my hair off, and I was a different person. Yeah, not many people will realize that, but it's remarkable that '79, both albums were released, while I broke away from the whole scene. It's those little things like that I have, looking back, I'm realizing now more what happened. It would be good for people to know. Yeah, I think it's an interesting thing to do at this point for me. Different.
It's different.
I mean, different because you have the atmosphere, you have the sound of the place. How it comes to the people is a different sound. It's not like the album. A studio album and a live concert is two different things. Well, I don't know where my inspiration comes from, or probably just from inside, because I don't write lyrics. I think maybe if I would write lyrics, I would get expression from the outside of what's happening and stuff like that. But I don't write lyrics, so I just write music, and that's more like a spiritual thing. So it comes more from within. It's self-expression after all. Well, I don't think life, it depends on what you want out of life. If you want to be famous and successful and competing with other people, stuff like that, I wouldn't be an advisor. I don't know what to say, because that's not what I do. But if you feel more you're a spirit, and I like expression. That's where I'm happy. When I play guitar, develop something, I'm already happy when I do that. Whatever else comes in addition to it is the icing on the cake. So if you're an artist, if you paint or design clothes or play guitar, you're already in the now enjoying what you're doing. That's already the reward. If you get like an award or you get a position in a magazine for guitarists, that's icing on the cake. But the art itself is already enjoyable, because theoretically, also practically, art needs to be enjoyed. If it is true art with being happy creating, then you already have everything you need, and from the point of view of happiness. But if you chase something and become part of a rat race, I never took that path for obvious reasons, So I don't think it promises a lot of happiness, the rat race. We can't put everything in one pot. There is the guitarist who wants to be famous and successful and money, fame and success. And then there is the artist who just enjoys creating, enjoys the rest that comes in addition, which is the icing on the cake. So a person has to ask themselves, what do I want? Do I want to be rich, famous and successful, which most people would choose, probably 80%, maybe 90%, maybe 5, 10, 8% maybe choose to go, are happy with self-expression, you know, a painter or designing things, playing it, creating music. Not most people also are stereotyped, and maybe a small percentage is like what do you call it? I lost the word now. You know, that are just not part of a stereotype. You know, that they are just following their instinct and their hearts, and they do what they love to do. Not many people do that. What do you call people like Columbus? Yeah, he goes the extra mile. He's a front runner. That's what I'm talking about. A front runner. You know, if the front runners, they move forward, and if it is something that is good that happens, then many people follow, and they want to do the same thing. Funny that you say that, because before we started, because we have a different crew than we had on in the American tour. Well, first of all, Highway to Hell has started like 10 years ago, probably. We played it all the time. That is just for us to know, it's time to go towards the stage. It's like an indication, a timing thing. But yesterday, before the Highway to Hell, I said, by the way, which song are we going to use to give us so we know when to come on stage? Are we using Highway to Hell? Is that suitable for Japan, or are we using some other song? You know, and I guess there was nothing else there, and so let's just carry on what we always do. It's really nothing, not a particular reason. It's not my favorite lyrics that I would choose, but when we play that song, people love it. They go for it. It's rock, you know. But to me, it doesn't matter. It could be anything. At some point, I wanted to have Rory Gallagher. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? And but the recording is so bad. When you played it through the PA, it doesn't sound good. We had to take it off again. And so we put back Highway to Hell. I don't even know whose idea Highway to Hell was. I'm an AC/DC fan, you know. No, because I got offered to do my second MSG album, which I did with Ron Everson, to do with Matt Langer. And Matt Langer is one of the best producers in the world. I said, no Matt Langer for me. I don't want to sound like AC/DC. That was it. Yeah, so I'm not really, you know, but AC/DC is more stereotype music. It's easy and everybody can go for it, you know. So actually people can even play it. That's what's so attractive about AC/DC for the stereotype. They go like, wow, I think I can do that. Wait a minute, what's he doing? Yeah, I can do that. Look. Yeah, so people love to do something that is people go like crazy about, but it's so simple to do. Hey, I can be like that. That's maybe one of the main reasons. The 80s formed a lot of future musicians, because it was possible to do. If my brother can do it, you can do it. If Rudolf can do it, you can do it. So that's the key. Keep it simple, because people don't want to hear a professor talk. They don't understand it. It takes too much concentration. Oh no, come on, you know. But if he's a storyteller, a fairy story, everybody listens to it and gets enchanted. So the 80s was easy, simple. It was basically 70s music simplified and commercialized. And that sold for the stereotype and gave many musicians platinum albums, and now they play stadiums because it's a nice sing-along stuff. Keep on rocking.